Hi everybody, I am back. It's been an awesome trip. It's been a few days. We had our first show in Australia over in Brisbane the other day, and the day that we arrived we went to this zoo, Steve Irwin Australian Zoo. Such an incredible trip. We got to hold koalas, fed elephants, saw so many different kinds of animals, pet a wallaby. I held a big huge snake, I held a little crocodile, I held a skink. So many sad stories about koalas being hit by cars or bitten by dogs, and the Steve Irwin Zoo is pretty amazing because they really help restore nature and help it get through whatever it's going through, and they have such a great hospital there that really takes hold of animals that have been through such traumas, and they do surgeries, and they really give back. They do everything they can to ensure that all animals are taken care of. After that, we did a show just last night in Brisbane. Audience was incredible. It's fun to be on stage again. I have to say, jet lag is really nasty when you come from America to Australia and you try to do a show, because about the time we go on at like 9 p.m. and for us it's about 4 a.m. in America, and your body isn't adapted. So it was tough, but it was great to have Alyssa and Francis. I saw you guys in the audience. As soon as I saw you, I was like, so excited. So thank you for coming out. And then I also, I read all the comments and whatnot, and so I wrote down some things that I wanted to make sure I answered. One was a question. I always wear this ring. It's my antique ring. It's actually from the 20s or 30s. I think it's the 20s. But where did it come from? It actually, I bought it for myself years ago, probably, I think about 7 years ago. I was in New York with a friend of mine who was on tour with Christina, and all of the dancers and everything that were dancing for Christina at the time were buying lots of jewelry, expensive jewelry with diamonds and all this stuff, and I was really sad because it was in a place where I didn't have a lot of money, and I wasn't sure where my life was going, and things were happening, things were evolving, but I was just really curious of where my journey was taking me. I just went to a store that was close to the hotel, and I found this ring, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I was like, I have to have it. And I really didn't have the money at the time, but I decided that it would be my plea that if I bought this ring, I was going to use my credit card, and I was going to do everything in my power to make sure that I continued to move forward so that I was able to pay it off. So it was kind of my gift to myself, and also my encouragement to kind of get where I needed to go. And soon after that was when I joined the Pussycat Dolls, and I was working a lot, and it's like the beginning of a journey. And I wear a lot of things like that. I always wear my Alma bracelet because it reminds me to stay grounded and to breathe, and that you're living a bigger purpose, and it reminds me of what that bigger purpose is, and it reminds me that I'm here to shed light to the world and inspire positivity. And then I love my journey beads. Actually, I can't remember the name, but one of you got me journey beads, and it had 12 beads, and I even have the letters somewhere in my bag. But I have to say, I put it on as soon as I got it, and I was wearing it. I wore it from the time I received it in Europe, and then we did the whole circus tour. And it says that when you're wearing your journey beads, at some point they may break and they fall off, and that just means that it's the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new one. And we did the last show of Brittany's tour, the circus tour. We were heading to Boston to catch our flight the next day. We stopped at a restaurant to eat, and as I was getting in the booth, all of a sudden the beads just broke everywhere. And I just thought it was really interesting because it was like the end of that tour, the end of that kind of era, and it really was the beginning of a new journey. Cutting cords. When I talk about cutting cords and feelings, sometimes you're not able to recognize what feelings are going on inside of you. You just know you're in a bad place. But the biggest part of going through something like that is acknowledging that you are in this bad place and acknowledging the feelings that you're feeling. And just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And as you continue that search, for me, what I like to do is I pour myself into art, into writing, into anything that I'm passionate about, anything that's creative and that allows me to kind of shed my inner struggles. And as I do that, then I finally develop a way of figuring out what it is that's bothering me. And once I'm able to really find the root, the core of those feelings, then I'm able to cut the cords and do meditation to really face those fears, face those struggles, face those feelings, and then you're able to release. But it's a practice, and I suggest, for me, I didn't know how to do the practice for a long time, and then I met my friends like Crystal Hughes, who did a lot of meditation and kind of spiritual practice. I love essential oils. There's different kinds like surrender, release, grounding, and you can rub these essential oils, which are all natural, and you just take a deep breath and you put them on different points of your body where you hold a lot of feelings and emotions. And it's just that routine of being able to do something every time you're in a bad place that allows you to acknowledge it in a way of releasing it. So once I have some of those oils, I'll share that with you, and I'm hoping to be able to create a way for you to get oils of your own. So that's in the works. I have a lot of things going on right now, so I just want to be able to offer you guys as much as possible, and as soon as I get closer to getting those done, I'll definitely spread it with you. But know that Beautiful Movements is always evolving, and I want to be able to offer as much as possible. That's why I've also partnered up with Rain. I've been putting the post up everywhere for how you can get a hold of Rain, how you can donate in my honor. I did go through things, you know, RAIN stands for rape, abuse, incest, neglect. I needed a way to finally break out of my shell, and my way of doing that in my journey was self-expression and always searching for the light and searching for the positivity in life. And I think that's what led me to living the life that I do now, and always striving to be the best that I can be, and always striving for positivity and to be surrounded by good people, good positive energy, and always working towards a goal, working towards all your goals, and dreaming and believing it's something much bigger than yourself. Because when you're able to kind of step outside of yourself and search within for what you really live for, then you're able to pull away from those feelings. But the truth is, it's not easy. And the first step is understanding and acknowledging the things that you've been through that are holding you back in these emotions. And once you're able to acknowledge it, you do have the responsibility to take action into letting go of these feelings so that you're able to live a more positive life.
Are you who you want to be? This is your life.